evening, everyone. Welcome to our 8th annual Career Colleges Ontario 2020 Awards. CCO's purpose is to help governments, key decision makers, and the public understand the critical role our students play in supporting Ontario's post-secondary education system and improving the province's economic well-being. Our mission is to promote an environment where quality career colleges in Ontario and their students succeed by helping governments, key decision makers, and the public understand the critical role they play in supporting Ontario's post-secondary education system and improving the province's economic well-being. We have a membership of more than 240 career college campuses across the province, consisting of approximately 43,000 students. Our members graduate highly qualified students in essential skilled fields such as applied arts, business, healthcare, human services, information technology, services, and trades. We graduate 30,000 students a year at a minimal cost to taxpayers, and the sector receives no direct operating funds from government. We're efficient, productive, flexible, innovative, and accountable. And we're able to shape and expand our programming to quickly adjust to market forces, and thereby complementing the educational offerings of other pillars of the post-secondary education system. We are proud of our instructors and graduates, and we're here this evening to recognize you and excellence in the sector. I would also like to take a minute and thank our judges. A team of external PCC veterans who have graciously volunteered their time to review the submissions and determine the winners in the instructor and graduate categories. Many thanks to Dr. Terry Miosi, Ann Robinson, Carol Bruni. And in addition, we've also formed a special judges panel to deliberate on this year's winner of the Paul Kitchen Award. And those judges are the former executive director of the National Association of Career Colleges, Ann Burns, and longtime advisor to the association, again, Dr. Terry Miosi, and of course, former executive director to Career Colleges Ontario, Paul Kitchen. And once again, thank you to our panel of judges. And with that, we'd like to proceed with our first award for the evening. So if I could ask Louisa Tanzi Louisa is a member of our board of directors. She's also the treasurer of Career Colleges Ontario. If I could ask Louisa to present our first award, which is in the category of applied arts. Over to you, Louisa.
Thank you, Chris. Does everybody hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay. So the recipient of the Applied Arts Award belongs to a woman whose drive to succeed in developing her skills is apparent in everything she does. With positivity and dedication, Memory has achieved many feats. Upon graduation, she was awarded the Studio 306 Award for Exceptional Skills in Audio Engineering, as well as an internship at Studio 306. Because of her phenomenal enthusiasm and knowledge of audio recording, she was offered a job opportunity by the clients of Studio 306. Shortly after, she was referred to another client and now continues to provide freelance voiceover recording assistance for an international television show. But her drive to perfect her craft doesn't stop there. She is currently enrolled in the Hearing Instrumental Specialist Program at George Brown College, where she continues to develop the strong skills and knowledge she acquired while studying at Tryos Institute. While attending George Brown College, she is also working as a front desk coordinator at Melody School of Music, where everyone who interacts with her will be quick to point out how happy and outgoing she is. If an opportunity arises for her to learn new things and work with the people around her, she's all for it. Just like everyone who's been graced by the dedication and positivity she endlessly showcases, we know she will continue to grow professionally and strive for greatness in all that she does. On behalf of Tryos, I am extremely honored and proud to introduce the recipient of the Applied Arts Award, Memory Christina Subido.
Hello, everyone. I don't even know where to start. I spent so much time thinking about what to say and how to say it. Honestly, I didn't even think I was going to get this award. So thank you so much. This is so cool. Just to tell you about myself, on the first day of classes, I was so scared. They were using alien words that were just so foreign to me, and I felt like I had nothing to offer. And then the next day I went to class and I asked my teacher for advice. as to how to catch up to everybody else. So we had a bit of a convo. He gave me some advice. He got to know me a little better and my background. And in the end, he said, you know, you're a smart girl. I really think you'll be okay. Well, thank you, Jeff. I think I'm okay. And thanks for nominating me. And I remember there was this one night I was studying for 4 exams that were happening the very next day. And 2 of them were so heavy. And I asked my boyfriend to help me study so he would quiz me. He read one question and then he said to me, what is this? If I had to learn this, I would drop out because I just want to make beats. And well, it wasn't funny then, but to me, it's funny now. It was really tough. I had a lot of sleepless nights with projects, reviewing, catching up, and trying to understand things. And when I finally understood it, I was trying to excel even further. I put in extra hours outside of classes in the labs, not because I wanted more hours, but because I was trying to fill this void. And I really wanted to build this machine, but I didn't have all the parts to put it together. And believe it or not, I attended classes that I wasn't in just because my teacher said I could. And because he was willing to invest so much time in helping me, he just let me come whenever I wanted. And he started calling out my name in attendance. And I was there so much that the IT guy who stayed late, I'm not going to name any names, but he actually had to start kicking me out all the time so that he could go home. I know I learned so much there in that 1 year. And the greatest lesson was that I really had to get out of my own way because I always felt that everything had to be so perfect and that everything I was doing just wasn't enough, you know? And when you're super critical of yourself, it's hard to see the growth and you feel like everything you do is just average at best. But my teachers were so awesome. They always had my back. They encouraged me, they guided me, and more importantly, they made fun of me a lot to just make things more cool. And that's probably why I'm friends with all of them until now. And I just never had such a solid team in my corner, constantly rooting for me to succeed. I'm just so grateful to all of them for all the positive support that they've blessed me with. And just to let you know, the reason why I got into the music industry is because in the very beginning, I just wanted to use music as a means to make the world better. And what I've realized about us humans is that a lot of us hate confrontation on topics that really matter. And the thing is, all of us listen to music all the time. So I mean, how many times have you cried over a song or broken down just because it resonated with you really well? Or how many times have you listened to a specific song, or maybe it's the lyrics and it gets you into a mood, or it's because of the mood you're in. Maybe you're at the gym and you have that one song that gets you really amped and motivates you to keep working harder. All of those things, that's why I worked so hard. And what if I can write a song that just helps one person get through whatever hardship they're going through at the time? I mean, all of us go through that at one point of our lives or another. And for me, music is what I had when I had nothing else. And then I started thinking, what about those people who are hard of hearing? What about them? What if they can't hear? How am I supposed to help them? And that's when I decided to pursue a hearing instrument specialist at George Brown, because all of my audio expertise that I've gained up to that point was going to help me with my future and how to move forward. And I can help people connect and reconnect with our loved ones. And at the end of the day, I get to help people, and that's what I really want to do. And in closing, I just want to say congratulations to all the recipients. Thank you, CCO, for believing that I deserve this award. And thank you all for listening. And if you can't hear me, I graduate in 2 years. Look me up. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma Christina. We really appreciate it. And congratulations again. I'd like to turn it over to our board chair, Adrian Sharma, who's going to present in our next category, which is business. Over to you, Adrian.
Thank you, Chris. Exhibiting an insatiable urge for knowledge, demonstrating continued passion to learn, and dedication to academic excellence, it's no wonder the recipient of the Business Award belongs to Tomas Balita. Tomas was an extraordinary student who never missed a day of school, ultimately achieving a GPA that placed him in the bracket of top performers as a distinction student. An avid reader of his subject, Tomas strived to acquire expertise which turned him into the unofficial tutor amongst his fellow classmates. But Tomas's helping hand stretches far outside the classroom. Without asking and with no hesitation, he has always been there for his elderly neighbors, offering to help with tasks from shoveling the driveway to fixing a leaky faucet. He's also a dog lover. Tomas not only volunteered to walk the abandoned dogs of a local animal shelter, he also actively supported the animal welfare group Canine Advocates Manitoba. Determined to use his education to set up his own organization in the supply chain sector, he was able to earn his reputation by quickly expanding the logistics business all over the world. In just over 4 weeks, his cargo destinations went from one destination overseas to seaports in 9 countries worldwide, and he's currently in talks with agents from many other countries. Tomas's dedication and achievement speaks for themselves, and everyone is and will continue to be impressed by the amazing things he has and will accomplish. Please welcome the recipient of the Business Award, Tomas Balita.
Hello everyone, my name is Tomas Balita. First of all, I'd like to extend my deepest thanks to the staff of Tryos College, Mississauga, and to CCO. Without their support and guidance, I would not be where I am today. Thank you, Mariam, Becky, Joanne, Katrina, Jeff, Trudy, Bernadette, Karen, and many, many others and fellow students. You might ask how a fresh out-of-school graduate was able to start his own business. How was it possible? Well, I can tell you with courage and determination, it was. And the best part of being my own boss is I can take my dog to work with me. 2 years ago, I found myself in quite a difficult situation. The company I had worked for 23 years decided to close the plant in Mississauga and move their manufacturing operation to the US. I found myself looking for a job. Without a diploma or certification, I could not find a job in line with my experience in steel processing. While browsing the job offers, I came across the second career advertisement and attended one of their information sessions. I was ready for a career change and started looking for a college to attend. I decided to visit Tryos College Mississauga campus and fell in love with it right from the moment I entered the reception. I got in touch with an education consultant who helped me to decide on my career path. I chose the supply chain and logistics with internship program, which could be completed in just a year. Having no previous experience in this field, I knew I had to make studying my top priority while working 2 part-time jobs. Tryos College has wonderful professional staff who made sure the students got the most out of their time spent in the classroom preparing for their careers. After my studies at Tryos, I was accepted for an internship at DHL, where I had a chance to apply my subject knowledge to hands-on real job experience. It was during my internship that the idea of starting a freight forwarding business started to grow. Having an experience in the international logistics field, my wife Alicia was incredibly supportive of it, and the seed was planted. She was instrumental in helping me to organize everything from scratch. Without her help, getting our company off the ground would have been much more difficult. Starting the business in a field new to me was far from easy. Luckily, with the knowledge gained from the relevant courses at Tryos College, we were able to overcome all the obstacles along the way. We have met many wonderful people who offered their help and support, many agents who guided us through complicated export procedures, many clients who had trust in our ability to provide an exceptional service. We were pleasantly surprised by the willingness of many people to help us during the first weeks of our operation. Then the COVID-19 came. The business tremendously slowed down, but being an essential service, we were at least being allowed to operate. Since we were a new business, we did not qualify for any of the government help. These were the scary times, but luckily, we did not have to lay off of our employees. We have changed the focus on the products being shipped, and that not only allowed us to survive and pay the bills, but also helped us to expand. The year spent at Tryos has borne its fruit, and for that I am extremely grateful. On the ending note, as Joel Osteen once said, make up your mind that no matter what comes your way, no matter how difficult, no matter how unfair, you will do more than simply survive. You will thrive in spite of it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Tryos, Ms. Saga, and CCO. Thank you.
Thank you, Tomas, and congratulations again. I'd like to pass it over to another member of our board of directors, Ed Stavnitsky, who's going to be presenting in the category of healthcare to our award winner. Ed, over to you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you to the CCO staff for their time and hard work in putting this event together. What an incredible amount of work to make sure that the technology allows us to honor you folks today. And thank you to all of you for being here online to help us honor this year's award recipients. Congratulations to all the honorees. I have the privilege of presenting the Health Services Award to Emilia, Zhao Fang Liang from Protégé School. Voted valedictorian of her 2019 graduating class and leading her class with distinction, Emilia is this year's recipient for the Health Services Award. Many of her instructors were quoted as saying she was always very punctual, ready to help in any way possible, and a diligent student therapist who wanted to learn anything she could. Professionally, Emilia has only been a registered massage therapist since August of 2019. But in that short period of time, she has independently helped to rebuild the professional development of her coworkers and her fellow therapists. Emilia's comprehensive and meticulous treatment of her patients has always carried forward into her thorough medical reporting. This impressed management enough to make Emilia's record-keeping skills the exemplar for her entire clinic. All these successes have taken place while she dealt with the trials and tribulations of recently immigrating to Canada and raising a family, making her a role model for those in similar positions. Emilia exemplifies the meaning of hard work and perseverance, and we are confident that her determination and ambition will continue to catapult her into an upstanding RMT, registered massage therapist, and citizen of her community. Please welcome the recipient of the Health Services Award, Emilia Zhao Fang Liang. Emilia?
Okay, thank you so much. Oh, so loudly, my school teachers. Thank you so much. When I received this award notification, I was really happy, especially during this difficult epidemic that we are experiencing. I didn't expect that I could get this award. It felt very heavy in my heart. A minute ago, I was thinking, what I have done to get this honor, and what else can I do to live up to this honor? Maybe in my job occupation, I have not yet shined like other peers. I steadily change step by step. Attending the ESL class 9 years ago, entering the Protégé school to take the aesthetic course and got the advanced aesthetic diploma, working as an esthetician at Orange Retreat Spa, which is a spa with more than 30 years history. Then setting off again and going back to Prodigy School to take the massage therapy course and got the massage therapy diploma, becoming a registered massage therapy of Ontario. Every step I have done is full of new challenges. The past 9 years have been filled with good luck, opportunities, and hard work. I think I am a very lucky person because so many people encourage me to change. They have brought me so much good luck and opportunities. First of all, I am really appreciative to Career Colleges Ontario for creating such a good platform and giving me this honor. Thank you very much. I would like to thank Canada, which is a country full of vitality and opportunities. And thank to Toronto. Our city is still warm and caring in this difficult and challenging time. I believe that we do not lack opportunities in this country. What we lack is the courage to seize opportunities. I would also like to thank all the employees of Prodigy Schools for their hard work and dedication. Prodigy School has been helping so many immigrants to regain their work skills and adapt to new life in Canada. This award is also recognition to Prodigy School. Please give my deep appreciation to the teachers who supported and helped me. Thank you very much. Thank you, my dearest family members. Thank you for your support and dedication. Without you, I would not be here today. Just yesterday, I asked my 2 children what they think is the most different between me and other moms. They said it is hard study and hard work. I smiled and told them that setting a goal and contribution to our community are also very important. In short, there are also many friends standing behind this honor. They always support and encourage me. I sincerely thank my friends. Thank you very much. Everyone who gets the award today is not just a success story, but actually more of a story of hard work. I hope that not only everyone here, but also everyone who comes to Canada, as long as you have a dream and work hard to pursue it, you will be successful. This award is just a kind of commendation on the role of hard work. In the future, I will continue to work hard to improve myself and encourage more and more people. Because I love this country and this city, and I also love myself, who is a hardworking mom. Give thanks to all those who love me again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emilia, and congratulations again. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to another member of our board, George Hood, who also happens to be the chair of the National Association of Career Colleges. So George, I'll turn it over to you to present in the category of Human Services.
Yes, it's my privilege to speak today about Jeff Bogares. And, you know, I was given so much information because Jeff's had so many accomplishments over the years. I had to edit it down to get it into our time frame here. So forgive me, Jeff, if I leave anything out. But what really struck me was that, you know, you really have an earned reputation and you've done so many things in your life, so many great accomplishments. And I'm just going to touch on a few of them here. So Jeff states that returning back to school as a paralegal was the beginning of his third career. Prior to that, Jeff had worked as a constable with the Toronto Police in the 1970s, and then returned to school to take courses in IT, where he spent the next 30 years. After graduating from the paralegal program at Algonquin Careers Academy, Jeff successfully challenged the Law Society of Ontario licensing exam and became a paralegal. He maintained a strong average with many course percentages in the high 90s. One of his instructors described him as a cheerleader for his classmates. not only during the program, but after graduation as well. Jeff has said that the program was exactly what he needed to launch his new career. So his career since graduating has already included several impressive highlights. Not only did he start his own business, but Jeff also led the drive to take a case all the way to the Ontario Court of Appeal. Upon graduation, Jeff worked as a paralegal in Green and Associates law offices. He then opened Canadian Property Rights Legal Services. In addition to several cases that he had a high impact in his community, Jeff ran for a member of parliament in a federal election and for councillor in a municipal election. Jeff worked with the Ontario Landowners Association and is president of his local chapter and the vice president of the provincial chapter. He has been a major contributor in creating a strong legal arm in the OLA that is proactive in implementing one of the OLA's mandates to convert talk into action. Shortly after receiving his paralegal license, the OLA awarded him the Wayne Guide Award in recognition of his successful work with landowners on various cases. As president of the local OLA and vice president of the provincial branch, Jeff directly communicates with the provincial government ministers to advocate for landowners in Ontario and has become an expert in the field of landowner rights. Jeff is one of those paralegals who is driven by his personal values to take action. Since receiving his paralegal license, he has proven over and over again how his skills, experience, and drive can make real change for good, not only for the people of his community, but of his province. In recognition of his significant accomplishments, it's my distinct pleasure to honor Mr. Jeff Bogaers with the well-deserved Outstanding Graduate Award. I would ask Jeff to say a few words. Jeff?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for those kind words. It kind of leaves me speechless for the moment. It's an honor to be here tonight, and I'm exceptionally excited to be here. I'd like to congratulate all of my fellow award recipients. They've all done hard work. They've all done what they needed to do to reach the level that recognizes their hard work. It's an honor to be here, and there are many people I want to thank tonight. And the first person I want to start with is my wife, Karen. At the age of 61, we both sat down and we talked about my next career. We both believe in education as being significant in one's life. When we decided, yes, I would go forward and start the course, there were many long nights and many long weekends of study and books and more study. And there were quite a few house chores that never got done. And I'm still catching up today. Anyone has a home, you'll understand what I'm saying. Karen is one of my biggest, if not the biggest supporter, and I thank you very much for that. The next person I want to thank is Terry Green, who's a lawyer in Ottawa. Terry Green is legally blind and had his own law firm. And I was able to spend time working there while I was taking classes and after I graduated from the school. I worked there as well. And as it was indicated, I started my own practice in 2016. And I want to thank Terry for his support. And I met Terry through the landowners, and it was Terry's introduction to Des Stoy, the president of Algonquin Careers Academy, that put me on the path to where I am today. So thank you very much, Terry. You are an inspiration. The next person I want to thank on my list is Des Stoy, the president of the Algonquin Careers Academy, who I met on several occasions. He is a tribute to the school because of his leadership. He is a driving force behind the school and the success the school is. So thank you, Des, for allowing me to participating in your school and for your support. And even to this day, your continued support. The next people I want to thank are two instructors at Algonquin Careers Academy, Carrie Lynn Barkley and Anne Vesbury. I have to say that of all the years of my education, my time at Algonquin Careers Academy with these two instructors was epic. It was inspirational. It is a time that I will never forget. And the time went past so quickly. I wish I could go back in time on some days. But when I'm working on files, getting ready for presentations in court, and some of these cases can be quite contentious, I think, what would Carrie do? What would Dan do? What would they say? And I reach back into my classroom time and many discussions with them during class and after class, and I can still hear their words saying, check your research, cite up your documents, look at the case law, this is where you need to go, think this way, check the regulations. And it bodes me well from listening to them intently in class, making notes, and following their suggestions and direction. Thank you, Carrie, Lynn Barkley. Thank you, Anne Vesbury. You have no idea how much you supported me. Thank you. I also want to thank members of the Ontario Landowners Association, and there are literally thousands to thank, but to the organization, which I've been part of since 2004, they have constantly supported me, encouraged me, always asking, how's it going, how's school, what's next, how are you doing, how can we help you? And even after I graduated and moved forward, people calling, asking for help. And property rights in Ontario is a huge area. It's a bundle of rights. It's not just one thing, but it means so much that when you own your property, it's part of you. And we don't want anyone to interfere with those rights to your property without the rule of law, without the legislation taking things into consideration. So property rights are extremely important. And since the fine introduction, I have become president of the Ontario Landowners Association at the provincial level. And I'm now at my next level of making sure that I carry on the past presidents who have done exceptionally great work in this organization. My next I'd like to thank is Mayor Watson, the City of Ottawa, and the City Council for their well wishes and congratulations in winning this award. It's great to hear that the City of Ottawa recognizes people such as myself and my fellow recipients of work that we do to achieve great things in ourselves and to help other people in our lives. And finally, to the staff and the students and my fellow classmates that I graduated with, keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop. Don't ever stop. Keep going, no matter how bad, how hard, how difficult things become. Keep moving forward. Excellence is achieved through hard work and never, ever giving up. And one last comment, as people know me by, ACA rocks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeff, and congratulations again. That's quite an accomplishment. And with that, I'd like to pass it back over to our board chair, Adrian Sharma, to present our next award in the category of information technology. Over to you, Adrian.
Thank you very much there, Chris. This year, it is my pleasure to present the recipient of the CCO Award for Outstanding Graduate in the category of Information Technologies to Manoj Kamath. Manoj is a Network Administration graduate of Tryos College in Windsor. Upon completion of his studies, Manoj exhibited exceptional academic achievement with an overall average of 96%. in one of the college's most difficult IT programs. Manoj came back to school as an older adult after losing his job due to the project he was working on being moved back to the United States, leaving him jobless in Windsor. During his studies, the college hired Manoj as a part-time network technical assistant. Staff and students and even staff at the college's corporate office absolutely loved him, and his work ethic was always outstanding. This part-time job helped him keep food on the table for his family of 3 while he completed his course and found full-time employment. After graduating, Manoj was hired full-time right from his internship at JNM as a network administrator. He then found employment at Dell Incorporated. Despite the challenges of Manoj facing as a family man, working and going to school, the college notes that Manoj was actively involved in giving back to his community during his studies, regularly donating clothes to charities and the downtown mission, as well as dedicating his free time to serve as a peer tutor. It is my pleasure to welcome Manoj Kamath to say a few words in receipt of his award.
Thank you, Adrian. First of all, I think I feel very honored and humbled to accept this award from Career Colleges Ontario. It's amazing to join all the past and present recipients of this award. These are people with amazing passion and have shown perseverance in their life to get where they want to be. I also want to give a special thanks to the selection committee of Career Colleges Ontario, who found my performance worthy of mention, and an enormous salute to all the nominees, each of whom have obviously made incredible changes to their own lives, as we just heard from Jeff, from Liang, and so on, right? I feel that their contributions to their own community are also appreciated because they seek to better themselves and help their families through these trying times. I also want to thank those who nominated me, Anne, for example, who is on this call. She's my center manager and who has supported my nomination. But most of all, I want to thank those who provided me with the skills and knowledge that set me on this path to helping others, right? And lastly, but not least, my family and many of the friends who have supported me, believed in me, and stuck with me through the most testing periods of my life. So I want to briefly allude to what had happened that caused me to search for employment as well as a career in computers and information technology. I used to work for Dell, and the project moved to the US. So for the 14th time, they wanted me to leave Canada and go somewhere else. And my family put their foot down, and I had to focus on my children and my family. But I never thought it would be so difficult to put food on the table, because no matter what I tried, I did not get lucky with my job search for about 3 months. And I decided to do something in my originally chosen field, which was computers and information technology. This was a field I was away from for about 20 years. And to get back, I really needed to update myself because so much had changed in the field since I had left. I had to choose a college that would help me bridge the gap, bridge it quickly, and do it really well, because there were only 2 bright spots that I could find in my community. And one of them was Tryos. From the moment I stepped into Tryos, it felt like a second home. The testing, the counseling, the help that they provided to me to get OSAP, all of it was quick and efficient, and it greatly improved my confidence in their ability to help me get back on track. And once I met my course facilitator, I realized he was an outstanding professional. He had over 20 years of experience in the field. He knew stuff like the back of his hand, and he guided me and all my classmates through the course with great passion. He even used to stay back and help each one of us out with all our problems. I have the deepest respect for his ability. He honed my rusty skills to a razor's edge, and that's how I scored a 96. Without him, I would have really been lost. It was a really difficult course. And then my industry coordinator, industry placement coordinator, she found me an awesome opportunity with JNM, or now known as Windsor Metal Technologies, where I really found my wings. I reinforced and made sure that the 20-year-old program was back up and running. And that gave me the opportunity to travel to the US and Mexico and fix the programs that they had over there too. And lastly, I want to thank my mentor and my professional idol, the center manager who's here, Anne Zakur from Tryos College Business, Healthcare and Information Technology, Windsor. She listened to all my gripes and she provided suggestions to overcome the hurdles, both in my professional and personal life. And she still continues to be a great support. So all in all, I think my success in large part was due to the commitment of all the staff, the instructors, the center manager at Tryos College Business Technology Healthcare, and a bit of determination from me to complete the course, which everyone said was very difficult, with flying colors. And I think it was a short but intense journey, and it allowed me to build the necessary skill set and experience that I required to move to a role where I now help other data center administrators with solutions, with roadmaps that make their data center environment secure, scalable, and extremely environment friendly. I just wanted to say in closing that we are very fortunate to have an association like the Career Colleges Ontario, fighting for equal treatment for us career college students as compared to people who go to community colleges. And we must all continue to work together as a group to make a significant impact on our community, represent our colleges well, which will enable our career colleges to become the bedrock of our community in these evolving and ever-changing times. Finally, like Martin Luther King so aptly put it, intelligence plus character, that is the goal of an education. And that's exactly what Tryos College did for me. Thank you again, and God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again. And with that, I'll pass it back over once more to Adrian Sharma for our next award in the category of services.
Thanks again, Chris. Jesse Schwartz began the Police Foundations program after moving from British Columbia to London, Ontario. Jesse and his wife have selflessly taken on the responsibility of adopting his brother's 2 children and was now seeking to give them a fresh start in a new province along with their 2 sons. Jesse chose to deal with significant legal, personal, and medical issues surrounding the children without hesitation, but despite these challenges, Jesse was busy and highly visible student. Jesse was active as a student tutor. He was instrumental in the creation of the London Tryos School newsletter and was active in the Tryos Ambassador program. He is well known on campus to be an enthusiastic, friendly student who would not hesitate to help instructors or students alike. From the first day he arrived at campus, Jesse has exuded positivity and genuine excitement for his program. Within months of starting school, he joined the Student Ambassador program and became involved in many activities and fundraisers around campus. Jesse also became a peer tutor through Tryos' Peer Assisted Learning for Students program. He has always shown leadership and encouragement to other students throughout his time at the college. Jesse faced many obstacles during his time in school, but he continued to push forward, all while being a mentor and team leader to his classmates. One of his 4 boys has a medical condition and began having seizures, needing to be rushed to the hospital at different points during his program. However, Jesse continued to attend class as much as possible and gave his best academically. While in school, the situation with his wife's nephews changed and Jesse had to go to court again to fight for custody. His wife began having medical emergencies of her own, but Jesse continued to communicate with the college, participate in class, and did so with a smile the entire time. Jesse successfully secured a part-time job while in school in his field and as a children's soccer coach in his free time. He has maintained over 90% of a GPA and graduated with distinction. There's no doubt he will continue to be a leader in his chosen field. It is my pleasure to welcome Jesse Schwartz to say a few words in receipt of his award.
Thank you very much, Adrian. And unfortunately, Jesse was not able to make the event tonight. So we will certainly, this obviously the event's been recorded, and we'll make sure that he sees a copy of it. We wish him all the best and our heartfelt congratulations. So thank you for that. Next, we'd like to present our Instructor Award. And to do that, I'll call on our Vice Chair of the Board of Career Colleges Ontario, Carmen Valero, to present the Excellence in Teaching Award.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, Carmen.
Hi there. I am very excited and honored to be presenting the Excellence in Teaching Award to John Paul Felix Rodriguez of Tryos College, Brampton. The winning nomination for this year's Excellence in Teaching Award was accompanied by roughly 50 letters of recommendation and support from current and former students, colleagues, and graduates. Contained within these letters are stories revealing a glimpse of how this instructor's uniquely creative and considerate teaching style molded students' educational experiences and placed students on a track to success. John Paul Felix Rodriguez puts forth extraordinary efforts in his field of teaching by being a supportive instructor, not only in the classroom, but in practice. This can take many forms. John Paul regularly organizes guest speakers for his students, wherein he invites successful alumni and other legal professionals to share their experiences as work professionals. Yet he also takes care to allow his own students to discover the importance of community amongst each other. In the nomination CCO received, students recall forming a deep-seated appreciation for their peers through class dinners and even a baby shower. In fact, John Paul's commitment to an uplifting and fun classroom atmosphere stood out, and he would go as far as chip in his own money as prizes for students who earn top marks in educational trivia games. He also runs program-long Student of the Month awards to keep students motivated, complete with an engraved plaque, of course. And beyond the scope of the classroom, John Paul instills a concept of community within his students, emphasizing the opportunities for personal and professional growth that it can provide. This is a lesson that he teaches through his own actions. John Paul volunteers in his own community through offering free legal assistance. He is proud of going to chat with high school students and other community groups about understanding the law and how it applies to them. It is my great pleasure to welcome John Paul Felix Rodriguez to say a few words in receipt of this award. John Paul. Or JP, as I see the students like to call you. I wasn't sure if I should.
Thank
Congratulations.
You so much. I think my son's the only one that's not happy about taking this award here, but thank you so much for this award. I am truly honored and blessed to have been selected out of so many outstanding nominees this year. Congratulations to all the nominees and all the award winners for their impressive achievements and for your inspirational stories I was listening to just now. But for someone who teaches for as much as 13 hours a day, providing me with only 5 minutes is going to be a challenge. But I tell my students to always be razor sharp and razor thin with their responses. So time for me to practice what I preach. Hopefully they don't have the orchestra music queued up to cut me off, or Kanye West isn't going to Zoom bomb me to give the award to Beyonce. First of all, I need to thank the most important person in my life, my wife, Anastasia. She works even harder than me, teaching, studying, illustrating, designing, and still finding the time to manage the household and take care of our son, Maximilian, who probably just heard in the background there. So you are amazing, and I'm truly grateful for all that you do to lift me higher to accomplish our goals. And Max, thank you for being my inspiration and being well-behaved, except right now when I needed you. But Mama and Papa can work so hard because you let us do so. Thanks to my mother, Connie, my brother, Andrew, my sister, Lizanne, for your encouragement. And I would not be here without the efforts of my very first teacher, my late father, who passed away 5 years ago yesterday. I wish you were here to celebrate this. I've had so many other exceptional teachers motivating me along the years, such as Mr. McLean, Mr. Corey, and Dr. Crown. Thank you for setting such a wonderful example for me to emulate, which resonates with me 25 some years later. Thanks to all of my colleagues, especially Jose, Josephine, Darlene, Wanda, Tony, Nitu, Lucy, Jimmy, Christopher, Mosin, Tiffany, and last year's recipient, Ian Bell. Your guidance and mentorship brought out the very best version of myself for my students in the classroom. Thanks to all the staff at Tryos, Algonquin, and the Academy of Learning, especially Linda, Melissa, Seema, Stephen, Michelle, Sumbul, and Arnab, Rebecca, Nestor, Des, Mary, and Elizabeth, and Annie, Jay, and Anoka. Thank you for providing me with these opportunities and for your support into getting me where I am today. And of course, thank you so much, Sophia, for nominating me and getting 50 letters of support. I mean, I can't even get 50 likes on my Instagram post. So thank you so much for doing that. And thanks to everyone for taking the time to write such outstanding letters. Reading those wonderful words means as much as winning this award itself. I mean, it's very fitting that I'm getting this award on Zoom because, I mean, first of all, it makes it easier to picture everyone in their underwear because, I mean, how many of you are even wearing pants at this point? But it allows for so many people to be able to take in these awards. This is very much a team award and how we have come together through all this adversity to accomplish so much. My wife told me during a recent downpour, you cannot have a rainbow without a storm. I am so proud of the perseverance and resilience of my students in succeeding over these past 5 months. I mean, earlier today, we had our 100th guest speaker since March. Names that I would only dream about became possible. Jagmeet Singh, Patrick Brown, Jenny Kwan, and next week we'll have Honorable Andrew Scheer, and later this month, Elizabeth May joining us. And after listening to Jeff there, you know, you'll be looking forward to a message in your inbox because Jeff, we're gonna bring you in too. So thanks to all 100 of you for taking the time to inspire and captivate my students and share your words of wisdom. Of course, thank you to my students who constantly push me to do so much, like bringing in these guest speakers, having these trivia contests. And we're gonna try to launch a blog next month. And of course, we're talking about that award. I mean, I love being able to give things, you know, like awards like that to you because you truly deserve it and you truly inspire me. Malcolm X said, education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. In a world where there is so much darkness, we all need to come together to lift each other up and be the shining light to get through these difficult times. And of course, I have to thank even the people who were not there for me. All those doors that were closed, all those times being mistaken as the accused in court instead of the lawyer, being told time and time again that you're not talented enough, all that does is make me stronger and me hungrier. My students actually yesterday learned about my time rapping in China. So to quote that Kanye West lyric, now you could let these dream killers kill your self-esteem or use your arrogance as the steam to power your dreams. So don't let anyone or anything discourage you, stand in the way of your dreams. Even if that means you must work that much harder, the success will taste that much sweeter, and I will certainly be there to support you every step of the way. Nothing means more to me than when former students come back to share how their dreams became realities. So I'll close with these words from Daniel Bryan. If you fight for your dreams will fight for you. Keep fighting, keep dreaming, and thank you very much, CCO, for this award.
Thank you very much, John Paul, for those inspiring words, and congratulations again. With that, I would like to introduce our guest of honor and our final presenter this evening for the Paul Kitchen Award. The Honorable Monty McNaughton is the MPP for Lambton, Kent, Middlesex, and the Minister of Labor, Training and Skills Development. He's graciously agreed to be here this evening with us, and we appreciate it. Thank you, Minister. In addition to the connection to career colleges related to his portfolio, The minister is also a proud graduate of one of our members, Westervelt College. At the age of 20, he was elected as municipal councillor in his hometown of Newbury and was re-elected to 2 further terms before retiring from that office. From 2009 to 2010, he served as president of the Strathroy and District Chamber of Commerce, and he served on the board of the 4 Counties General Hospital Foundation. Minister McNaughton was elected to the provincial legislature in 2011 and served in numerous critic positions, most notably as official opposition critic for economic development. He also chaired the Standing Committee on Legislative Affairs. As the Minister of Labour, he has since opened a new dialogue with Ontario's Labour partners, which includes meeting with more than 150 Labour leaders during his first 4 months as Minister. In October 2019, his portfolio was expanded to include the Training and Skills Development file. Please join me in welcoming this evening the Honourable Monty McNaughton.
Well, thank you very much, Chris, for that introduction. I hope everyone can hear me all right. I am really excited to join all of you for the Career Colleges Ontario Awards ceremony this evening. First of all, I want to congratulate all of the 2020 Career Colleges Ontario Award recipients. I just know that JP is going to be a very hard act to follow here this evening. This is an honor recognizing and celebrating all of your academic excellence, deep commitment to community involvement, and outstanding accomplishments in your field. These awards have even more significance this year because obviously of the pandemic, COVID-19. Your achievements are exceptional given the massive disruptions all of us have experienced. It's been stressful, no question about that. It has certainly not been business as usual. But Ontario's reopening, people are returning to their day-to-day routines, and that's a good thing. As Statistics Canada reported last month, we created 377,000 jobs in the province of Ontario, so that's a good sign. Employers are once again looking for people with specialized skills, the kind of people career colleges train for the jobs of today and the jobs of tomorrow. There are great jobs and career opportunities out there in the trades, in IT, health services, and many other fields, as all of you know. I myself, as Chris mentioned, am a proud graduate of a career college. I got a diploma in business administration from Westervelt College in London. And I have to say, I guess I followed in my mother's footsteps. She also is a graduate of a career college, Westervelt in London as well. I integrated many of the valuable lessons I learned at Westervelt into my work life, and I know all of you will do the same. Our government is committed to helping students get the skills and education that are in demand by growing businesses right across Ontario. We launched a massive advertising campaign last winter, encouraging young people and their parents to consider a career in the skilled trades. And recently, we launched a grant program offering hundreds of dollars for tools for apprentices. I know that working together, we can keep Ontario's economy strong and build the workforce of tomorrow. Career colleges are valuable partners in helping us achieve this goal. They not only train highly skilled and specialized workers, but also serve their communities in countless ways. This year, one college campus in particular has gone above and beyond and deserves special recognition. So I'm delighted to present the Paul Kitchen Award for Outstanding Community Involvement to Tryos College, Windsor campus. While Tryos College, Windsor is a self-described small campus, its staff and students hosted 12 separate fundraisers to support individuals who are sick, homeless, or experiencing financial hardship. Together, this small band of people identified those most in need within their community and showed extraordinary compassion in organizing events to help these people. The campus also held 14 campus awareness days to educate staff and students about prevalent illnesses or charitable causes that affect people's lives. Organizations that have benefited from Tryos Windsor's fundraising campaigns include the local hospital, the Canadian Cancer Society, the Downtown Mission, Canadian Mental Health Association, Street Help, and more. Through supporting these causes, staff and students can take pride in knowing that they truly made a difference. I'm delighted to present this award to Tryos Windsor campus, and I congratulate all of you for the great work you do every single day and wish you all much success in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. We appreciate you being here and taking the time to speak to us. It's really, truly an honor, and particularly an honor with the personal connection you have with our sector. So thank you again. If I could call on Anne Zakur to say a couple of words as well on behalf of the campus and as a recipient of the Paul Kitchen Award, we'd appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. It's an honor for my team and I here at the Windsor campus to receive the Paul Kitchen Award for Outstanding Community Involvement. It's a very beautiful award. Thank you very much. Very excited to receive it. I have an amazing team that I've had the pleasure of working with for many years. We're very community oriented, and we all try to give back to the community where it's needed most. We've contributed anywhere from $150 to $1,500 to various organizations. And in addition to money, it's often material things like mittens, hats, shoes, toys, foods, food drives. We've had boot and shoe drives. You name it, we've had it. So we always involve our students as well, and we have various classes lead certain fundraisers. Our PSWs are famous for their bake sales. Our community service workers usually lead things with the Downtown Mission and toy drives and boot and shoe drives, things like that. We strive to make a difference in our community by having various fundraisers and awareness events. And staff and students are very proud to be a part of our amazing team and very happy to do things to help our community. So I really want to thank you. My team was very, very excited. I showed them the award on our team's meeting. I had actually taken a picture of it and put it on my PowerPoint and showed them live. So we're all very, very excited and really want to thank you for this recognition. It's much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anne. And just moving on, that concludes the presentation of awards this evening. Congratulations to all our award recipients. And thank you more broadly for everybody for gathering together in celebration of our exceptional award winners. And we hope that these stories serve to inspire you to continue building lasting relationships within the community. And we also hope that through tonight's event, the first virtual event we've ever held for our awards, that we are able to inspire a culture of positive storytelling within the sector. And more broadly, please don't restrict your stories to the confines of the four walls of your campus. Share them with your association, so CCO, and allow us to continue to celebrate your achievements. So thank you very much for participating this evening. Thank you to all our presenters and our award recipients. Thank you, Minister. And I would just mention in closing, there is a brief survey at the end of this. Please take a minute to fill it out. We'd love to get your feedback on how you thought the event went. And we hope to see many of you again next year. Thank you so much.